Hi, I'm Tim Brown, and I'm a gay man, and I turn 45 next Monday. This is me coming out in a very public way. This really causes me a lot of discomfort. It makes me anxious and very emotional when I think about the fact that I am putting this out for other people to see. There are a lot of reasons for that. We won't get into all of those. I want to be real personal with you. I don't want you to think that I'm just talking to you from a chair in a home somewhere. I want you to understand my story. We don't have time to tell all of it, but at least some of it. I grew up in a very rural community. My dad was a pastor of a very conservative church. There was very little cultural diversity in my community. No racial differences, nothing that I can remember that made us unique culturally, other than the fact that we were a bunch of white people living in a very rural farm area. I went to church every Sunday, Sunday night, Wednesday night. And in that community, I grew up learning that homosexuality was a sin. So, put yourself in my shoes, as many of you are, growing up in a very harsh environment toward homosexuality. And here's this kid who feels that there's something different about him. For many, many years, I denied the reality that I was gay. And then years after that, I didn't want to come out because I kept finding myself back in that conservative world. I'm a chaplain in the Army, and I've done that for 9 years. Every environment I seemed to work in, even prior to that as a youth minister and as a pastor, I kept going back to that conservative world, trying to find my way, trying to pray away these things that I was feeling and doing my own form of conversion therapy, I guess you would say. And what that did was just create a great deal of angst in me. And so now at the age of 45, I've been in this process for about 3 years of coming out. And you think, oh great, that's wonderful, Tim's coming out and things are going to be good now. But the reality is I was still held back by that community. Because I work in that environment that's conservative and evangelical, I still felt like I was going to face unbelievable criticism and harshness, and I did. To add insult to injury, I didn't have the opportunity to come out myself. I was outed by somebody that I considered a friend, and it was a horrific experience. And so I would say the last year has been one of the most challenging years of my life. So then we come to this place of me starting with some friends a nonprofit organization. And that nonprofit organization is called GOaL, Get Out and Live. And the reason we named it that was because I spent most of my life, up until this point, matter of fact, all my life, I guess you would say, not getting out and not living, holding myself back. And so when I think about what I want to do, I want other people to see the struggles that I faced and learn from those. And I hope some learn a lot quicker than I did. I want people to have the opportunity to get out, to live authentically as who they are. And not only live authentically by getting out, but to journey with them through the process. Because to be honest with you, getting out is the first tough step, but there are a lot of other things that you face because you're going to have some friends that support you and some that don't. And so the community around you may not be one of those that you feel like is supportive. I want to help provide that support in some way. So getting out is the first step, and then getting out and living your life and living it authentically. You know, we're often told how to live our lives. People define things for us. These social norms and mores are handed down for generations through communities, through religious organizations, through educational organizations, through a lot of things. And we take those definitions and we apply them to ourselves. And I think the most important thing that I could say in this first video would be this. Rather than letting things and people define you, define yourself by your own terms. Now, I don't mean make truth relative. I think truth is truth. But live your life authentically and define what that means. Don't allow other people to place over you this very tight, constraining box. Live who you are. At 45, as I look back, I don't have regrets. I've done a lot of things, accomplished amazing things that just by grace have happened. I've been able to serve 2 tours in Afghanistan. I wouldn't take anything for that. I've been able to travel the world and do some amazing work in missions and some other stuff growing up. But when I do look back, the one thing I wish is there was somebody there to help me get out, be me, even in the world where I lived. And not just that, but then begin to set that path ahead for me. And that's what I want to do for other people. Last thing I would say in this video is this. Going through this process has been very painful for me. And it's been painful for a lot of people that are going to watch this video. And there have been times that I just didn't want to exist. And the rate of suicide among people who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, questioning, and whatever else it may be, that rate of suicide is unbelievable. And so when I think about that, I think about my own experiences. The days that I woke up and I just said, I don't even want to be alive. The days that I thought, is there a way that I can just escape this? And I say that now without all the emotion that was involved in it, but those were some unreal emotional times for me. And I know that people that watch this are going to be able to relate to that. And it is not the way to go. And thank God I moved beyond that. But I know that there are people right now struggling with that. And so I would say to you, there is a path ahead. Though you think your struggles are big and large, and they may very well be, they're not bigger than you. They're not bigger than you coming out, living like you should live, and moving forward. So my hope is as we start this nonprofit, that we benefit people in a lot of ways, but mostly that we benefit them by saying, hey, come out and be you. Let us help journey with you and help you find a community of support. And it's not just the gay community, it's people around you. Not only that, I want to also help educate people to love. I'm not about agendas and I'm not about activism. It's just not who I am. I want to love people just because they are who they are. I want to love them as they are. And I want them to be able to find people and connect with people that love them as they are. And in turn, I think we need to learn to love people that disagree with us. Disagreement doesn't mean we can't relate. And so I want to be able to love them in such a way that there's a community that grows that didn't exist before. And so I pray that you will join with me and continue to follow us as we move forward. Again, I'm Tim Brown. I look forward to taking this journey with you.